All right, what's going on, guys? It's your host, Matt 10. It's been a minute, as always, but been hard at work here getting the FIFA 23 Operation Sports Community sliders building up. And so this is a little preview with a little commentary, just to play a little bit and kind of explain what we're working on here. This is right away, we've got a foul. Hopefully, not a red card. If not, I'm going to restart it. Always tricky. But one thing about FIFA 23 is there is definitely fouls. It's amazing. Honestly, this is probably the most fun FIFA I've probably played ever. And I don't say that lightly because I played FIFA 16, and FIFA 16 is like everything anybody would want from a footy soccer simulation. The thing is, though, once you kind of get past, the retroness and the kind of the nostalgia, I guess, if you will, it kind of gets tiring, and I just couldn't keep playing that game, and so it's been really all about trying to get FIFA 23, the current game out, only for 3 months even, and trying to get it to play as realistic as possible. And I've got an incredible group of testers. I call them testers, but they're really good friends, and they, their insight, their approach, their constant not settling, for mediocre is kind of what's really pushed this set into probably one of the best experiences I'll ever have playing FIFA, and I'm sure you guys will too, because it's that good. I mean, right away you can see the variety. Look at this ball. Oh, great save. It's on 50 goalkeeper as well. But you see the variety in play, the way the CPU tries to break me down. And it's tricky. I'm trying to commentate while I play. Never a good thing for me. And you can just see just the way players interact, the way there's engagement. That's a big word that we're using. And just how there's no give up in the sense from the CPU. This is on world class. This is on slow game pace. And there's been issues in general with FIFA, that we've discovered with some things called defensive angle animation, CB jockey, which is center back jockey, things like that have really plagued the game. And I'll leave that for another video to explain. But those adjustments that are needed to ensure the game plays the right way have been pretty, I wouldn't say revolutionary, but pretty eye-opening. And what we can really do with sliders. And people talk about, oh, you can't fix this with sliders. You can't fix this with sliders. I mean, you're right. You can't fix some things with sliders. You can't fix the core gameplay with sliders. You can't fix, the animations in some cases, the sliding and everything like that people hate. No, you can't do that with sliders. What we can do is you can change the decision making. You can change the pace of the game. You can change, the interactions, the feeling of pressure to perform. You can change the resistance. You see here, it's not easy to move around. Look at double teamed right here and nowhere to go and making a terrible pass. I should have looked at my radar, even looked up. And you get even more satisfaction when teams play true to their nature, but also some variety as well, like not always being so 100% in tune with their tactics, but enough that you can tell the difference between playing certain teams. And it's why I keep stressing you cannot sim matches. What a through ball that is. And a brilliant save. You cannot sim matches. Every match is, potentially anything can happen. And I think that's just a brilliant thing. And you can see look how engaged, look how the CPU tries to break me down. They're not trying to, send the same type of passes. They'll take advantage, of course, where the weaknesses are. But most of the time, you can feel like, okay, they're trying to figure out, like, where my weak points are. What can they do here? And so I'm just trying to get something going. Get a good cross in, maybe. Try to run onto that ball. Didn't get there in time. Williams got there. He's definitely being a hassle already, as he is in real life. But you can see just the incredible variety in play and how there's a calmness. And when the CPU sees that they can strike, they will try to strike, and you will get punished if you make decisions like that where you try to play out of the back. But guys, overall, and I'll leave, obviously this isn't the explanation video, but I'm just so excited for this set. Think of it as like a preview, but with some of my thoughts, because I've provided some gameplay videos and everything like that, but nothing truly kind of giving my thoughts. But the focus that we have here was really just about enhancing what we've been working on and just really getting the shape, the midfield shape in a good spot. And you can see how, there's enough kind of engagement is a big word, but also just the positioning and how the players are around the ball. They're, depending on the tactics, they're swarming it. The 50-50 challenges are there. You got matchups here down the wings. The CPU will choose to cross like they did there, or they'll choose to take on the player, but they try to cross again. So it's just so much variety with kind of the way you have to play, with how you have to defend, different things like that. Like I found myself sometimes having to control the center back in that case because I've lost him in the mark or something like that. Oh, it's a good leave. Oh, what a strike. And one of our players got injured there, holding their shoulder. But my goodness, what a strike that was. But look at the shape here. And a strike as well. But that's just something I love to see. It's just, you see that little bit of variety in kind of how we have to set up defensively there. More men behind the ball. I also like the fact that there was an injury there and he got up. And here he is right here, Nunez. And, and that's another thing with the injury settings, if you haven't tried those either. And, of course, the sliders are in the description below. And it's just like, again, with sliders, it's like more things that you can do with this game. I absolutely love it. Oh, here we go. We've got to run. Nobody's picked him up. Oh, try to go back post. And so, it's just so many different things that we've been experiencing. And it's like, I'm at the mode here where it's like one more match. Before you know it, I've played 7-10 matches in a row and just cannot stop. I haven't started my official career mode just yet. I always tend to do that until sliders are right where I want them, and I can tell you they are exactly where I want them, and that's a great finish. Side-footed finish as well. That's on 75 shot error as well. This is just incredible. I really hope you guys get to try it out. Again, the description has the sliders below. We've got them for professional, world class, legendary, harder legendary, ultimate, and then shorter halves of world class and shorter halves legendary. We removed the harder world class because essentially what to do, adjust the errors, stuff like that. I'll explain that in the explanation video, of course, but we wanted to make world class hard as is, and professional hard as is. And so there's no point in trying to make a harder set because it's only a couple values here and there. But this is such a challenge in every match that, you kind of get that challenge in general. So you don't really need to try to create a super difficult world class version. I mean, some guys out there have been playing this instead of legendary. And, a lot of the testers as well have been playing, world class instead of legendary because of just the variety that world class can bring, but also the fact that there's more crossing in it compared to legendary. I personally love to use the concept of world class for home matches, legendary for away matches. But honestly, this year I might just stay with world class because it's brilliant. And you see, look at the gameplay here. It's just incredible. And so, and I'll say another thing with the way, sliders are built up, obviously we work a lot. I've got a great team. I don't want to sound like we're a corporate structure or anything like that, but really got a great team. Operation Sports is a great place to be if you haven't already. Strong brotherhood there. And it's just little things like that where I think the last couple years before I hadn't used, other guys' input directly. Now I've got a Discord set up for the testers. And these are, of course, good friends and have become good friends, but I didn't know some of them. And some of the guys have made an absolute huge difference. And just not settling, like I said earlier. And those little things, that direct feedback is just made just a wonder something I wish I had done a long time ago. And it took one of my good friends to tell me that. And, oh, that's a brilliant ball. And those are the things that I think, I think that I really needed this year, this FIFA 23. And then we worked on FIFA 22 a little bit as well with the same concept. But the things that have been achieved in FIFA 23 are just something I've never really experienced with FIFA. And the fact that we can do it with such a perceived broken game is just another thing where you just have to kind of tip your hat to the sim community, the guys who want realism in their gameplay. And I've been chasing that realism in gameplay for years, different games, of course, with FIFA, PES, and it's just kind of a beautiful thing right now. Really loving the game, and I think that's kind of all we're asking for. It's just that experience of just variety of play. So like every career mode you play doesn't feel the same. The players, the teams that you play against, the tactics that you play against, they feel authentic and they feel they feel just not even just like the real life counterpart, but they just feel different. And they feel like you have to come in with a strategy. Like here, I'm losing 1-0. I've had some possession. I just haven't had that final ball. Been trying to cross. I haven't used this right-hand side much at all, where some of the strengths, of course, for Celta Vigo are. But, we may have to change some things up. It's kind of direct passes like this, played out wide. Maybe an early cross like that. That's terrible. Oh, it hits the crossbar, though. That's crazy. And leave it up here to chance. Maybe a through ball in. Oh, hit the crossbar again. Oh, the keeper save. Now look at that sequence of play. The headers in this game are crazy. I can't get out of the net. But what a crazy sequence of play that was. With 2 crossbars hit, 1 intentional, 1 not intentional, and then the keeper making a great save, and then the striker just not giving up on it. And he actually hit that right into the keeper. Well, there you go. Maybe I should commentate and play at the same time. But this is, again, like I said, guys, this is a labor of love. We absolutely love what we're doing. We've had, critics as well, which have been just as valuable as the testers and everything like that. The guys who have, said this can't happen. You can't do this. You can't do this with FIFA and stuff like that. And those guys have been essential, And then there's guys that really want to kind of dig at FIFA a lot, and you got to give EA credit, because I was one of those guys who was digging EA. If you saw the failed miniseries I tried before some other things in life happened, it's like they were saying all these additional animations, all this and that, and I was like, why? Give me good FIFA gameplay. Oof. I wanted just a couple of new animations, but once you kind of unlock certain things with how this game can play, it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I know why they're using hypermotion. I know why they're using one defending, not using a zonal defense look as often. You can understand it, of why they do that. And there's certain aspects that you can kind of unlock a different way. Oh, that's brilliant. There's certain things that you can unlock to make some of those animations stand out, like 1v1 defending, where it's supposedly man marking the whole time, or next up mentality. So the ball goes into a certain spot, the next guy who's there steps up, and then what happens around them is kind of ignored. But it's like, I haven't seen, oh, what a ball that is, my goodness. Oh, he missed it. That is a brilliant ball in. But as we've adjusted sliders, as we've adjusted the length, the height, the marking even, and the sprint and the acceleration, just seeing it all come together. And it's allowed those things that people would say about FIFA and FIFA 23, myself included again, that just I would never have thought was even possible. So I have to give kudos to EA. I know there's critiques that are definitely warranted, especially with the slide. Look at that ball in. I think it might be offsides, though. Iago Aspas is amazing. Yeah. But those little things of just like how people perceive FIFA, it's always been behind PES, in a sense, yes, but PES is going a completely different direction. And I've watched guys play PES and play 2021, which I've of course played as well, but nothing can beat the way FIFA feels in certain situations, that interaction, the engagement, when you get that engagement. But it's always the animations that are kind of weird looking and kind of strange, especially with the ice skating and whatnot. But then then once you kind of accept some of those things, then you kind of see what FIFA needs. Like, what are the things to kind of make it play the way you want? And that's kind of where we've been for a long time. We've kind of accepted, okay, there's going to be some skating, there's going to be some weird animations at times, but if the majority of the time we are getting variety, we're getting the ball being alive, we're getting positioning in a good spot, we're getting the CPU respecting the positions, we're getting, engagement, we're getting a challenge, we're getting fouls. I mean, what else could you want? Even from the most retro games out there, like PES 5, PES 3, things like that, they all had their issues. Like, something I rarely see talk about is how poor the formations were in the retro games of PES, for example, that I loved. But the best thing about PES is that the engagement was there, the close down, like how quickly is this player going to be closed down, and at what level and what intensity, right? And it wasn't just about tactics then, it was just very basic stuff. And with FIFA, we're kind of at that point now with the sliders, is that there's an intensity in these 50-50 balls, in these 1v1 challenges, and there's also that sense of like anything can happen. Oh, brilliant. I don't know if he saved that or not. That's handball. Yep. So, in closing, I really just want to, let you guys see the gameplay as well, but I also want to give my thoughts on it as I'm playing here. And, this has been kind of like just a video I wanted to create for a while of I just wanted to get a video out for you guys for a while just to see what it looks like and show you how amazing this game is right now and how I can't stop playing it. And I hope when you plug in the sliders, you can't stop either. Get your career modes going. I will definitely be getting one in. I'm at like my top 2 possible spots, but of course with the manager mode concept, where most likely I could get sacked. I don't want to put all my marbles into one team, of course, right? So it's always about manager mode, and it is Matt 10 returning. If you've seen previous manager modes in him as my star, it could be interesting. Let's say that. Maybe he'll make a return to a previous club. Who knows? Maybe reunite with some old, players of his or something like that. So there's some things in my mind that I'm trying to get going. I honestly just can't stop playing these random matches as well, which are so fun. I think it's going to be handball. And so I really just got to get going. Like my good friend Coach says, Matt, stop tinkering. Just go play. Get your career mode started. And let's get it going, guys. But I want to thank you guys, of course, for the support over the years. Happy New Year. And, let's play a lot of FIFA. Let's enjoy it. Enjoy the little things about it. And tell me all about, your experience with the sliders below as you get more games in. This just got released. We just posted this yesterday. Don't really see any changes that I can outright, believe is needed. It's probably at personal preference stage anyways, but I will get the explanation video out hopefully either this weekend or early next week. But thank you guys as always, and as always, take care and stay tuned.